Abalabula era ne mbagamba musabire eggwanga Ethiopia.
That there will be a war.
Nti wajja kubaawo olutalo.
And the war happened.
Era olutalo ne lubaawo.
And it's still going on.
Era lukyagenda maaso.
And it is not yet finished.
Ate terunnagwa.
It is still continuing.
Lukyagenda maaso.
It is still have some 1, 2, 3 years.
Olutalo no lukyagenda maaso lukyalinayo emyaka emirala 3.
When the disturbance is not yet finished,
ng'obutabanguko tebunnagwa.
It will take big lives.
Olutalo luno lugenda kutwala obulamu bw'abantu abanene bangi.
What a pity.
Nga kyannaku.
Thousands of people have rallied in Addis Ababa to show their support for Ethiopian federal troops who are fighting in the northern region of Tigray. Speakers called on Ethiopians to be unified against Tigrayan forces. They accused them of using child soldiers. Well, this comes as the conflict has widened into neighbouring Amhara and Afar regions. Tigrayan groups claim more than 50,000 people have been killed in the conflict. Well, live now to Catherine Soy, who joins us from Addis Ababa. Catherine, tell us more about this rally.
Well, people started coming in here on Mescal Square. The rally just ended about half an hour ago, so people started coming very early in the morning. We started hearing them from our hotel at around 5:30 a.m. And as you said, thousands of them showed up, and the speakers really were castigating the Tigrayan Defense Forces, saying that they've been using children as soldiers and shields. They also accused the international community, including the international media, of biasness in their coverage in favor of the Tigrayan leadership. Now, the Ethiopian National Army has already withdrawn from Tigray, but it has been accused by numerous human rights organizations and has been accused alongside Eritrean soldiers who were deployed to that region, as well as forces from the neighboring Amhara region, accused of human rights abuses, atrocities committed in Tigray in the last few months. Thousands of people have been killed. Many have been displaced. The UN says up to 400,000 people are suffering famine-like conditions. 1.8 million are on the brink of famine, and aid works really are still struggling to get to a majority of the people because infrastructure has been destroyed in some parts, and I mean, in other parts fighting is going on. So the situation is still very dire indeed.
It is indeed. It's interesting the international media are being criticised for coverage when they've not actually been allowed into Tigray. Given the restrictions and the situation there, what more do we know about what's actually happening in this region?
Yes, it's very difficult to cover this story, Hala, because all sides are trying to control the narrative, and access to Tigray now is very difficult, especially areas that are being controlled by the Tigrayan Defense Forces. But what we've been hearing is that in the last few days, there's been fighting going on in border areas between Afar region and Tigray. We've heard from the Tigray leadership saying that what they've been doing, confirming those incidents and saying that what they've been doing is trying to push the fighters from another region called Oromia, who the Tigrayan leadership saying was advancing into their territory. We've had from the administration of Afar region saying that it had deployed its troops again because the Tigrayan fighters were trying to enter the Afar region. These are regions that were not before involved in the conflict, and that is what is worrying many people. We're seeing more regional governments sending and saying they're going to send their irregular and regular forces to fight the Tigrayan forces, and people are saying that they're very worried that this conflict is taking a very dangerous ethnic direction.
Okay, Catherine Soy, live from the Ethiopian capital. Thank you, Catherine.